Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. Come get your sports picks right here every single day, live every day at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Come here, get your sports picks, and have yourself a good time along the way. Thank you guys for kicking off another morning with me here. You guys excited for today? Are you guys still dragging your money bags down the street from yesterday's hammer play? Are you still doing that? It took me a good long ways to get home. I'm just dragging them down the streets of Chicago. Don't mind me, folks. Just coming through with the money bags. As the hammer play absolutely cashed in dramatic fashion. Oh, I love to see that right there. Let's go ahead and jump into that recap. Let's talk about all those Champions League games yesterday. And then we've got a big show on tap today. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a World Series bet. How about an NHL bet for tonight? Bet you can't guess this NHL bet. It doesn't have anything to do with Kaprizov and doesn't have anything to do with Connor McDavid. We've also got NFL Week 8 to go ahead and lock some bets in. Oh, NFL Week 8 also starts tonight, so let's make sure we go ahead and bet those Ravens and Buccaneers. And we've got some Premier League. I told you guys, Matt and I were going to preview all Premier League games. Well, we did that, and along the way, we locked in some Premier League bets on the way. Well, I shouldn't say we. I have no idea what the hell Matt decided to bet. I locked in some Premier League bets, and I want to go ahead and share them with you guys. But before we do that, let's, of course, make sure we do that recap. Hit that like button, guys, if you were part of the hammer. If you said, my man only gave out one pick at 4 units, I'm going to hammer that with him. Hit that like button if you were part of that hammer. Inter Milan, we hung out on TikTok Live, and it was actually funny hanging out. Guys in the comment section were like, okay, at what point are we going to start sweating? So I reply back. I'm like, I would say 30th minute if we don't get a goal. I would start to get a little bit nervous. Well, then I remember being 23rd minute, I'd be like, all right, guys, I lie. I'm already sweating. I had a lot of money on that goddamn game. 4 units, like I said. So I was sweating early. But it was one of those games where you're sweating, but damn, Milan was just having chances, creating chances. You felt good, even though there were no goals. One guy in the chat, Jeff, said, you know what? If there's a goal before the 35th minute, I think we'll feel good, fellas. There was a goal before the 35th minute, and then there was a goal in the 42nd minute. An absolute dramatic cash. Love to see it. It was always coming. They were just peppering that goal with shots. So love to see it right there, guys. Love to see the hammer play come through for us right there. I then did dabble in a half unit. I did not want to ruin an outstanding day because, again, love the spot. Just focused all my money on that play, but okay, I did do a half unit on the parlay, and it lost right out of the chute because Club Brugge obviously did not cover the double chances. They lost to Porto 4-0. So the half unit parlay never had a chance. But you know what, guys? Plus 5.92 units. The hammer play gets a second. Ring of that cash right there. Now up on the week. What does that say? 4.59 units. Ringing that register again. And of course, we always made some arbitrage money. There were a couple NBA boosts. There was one in a Lakers game. There was a gift in hockey, goal to be scored in the first 10 minutes. All shit I don't care to use. But I'll go ahead and gladly go ahead and scoop up some of that free money. Before I jump in that comment section, fellas, I'm so excited for the hammer play, and I haven't bought myself a new kit in a while. Let's do a free giveaway. Who wants themselves an Inter Milan jersey? Make sure you comment on this video. Comment on the live version, but we need to comment on the actual video itself so I can have them all in one place that I can go back to. I want to give away 5 Inter Milan jerseys tomorrow. So when you walk around town and somebody says, hey man, nice kit, I don't know a goddamn thing about them, but all I know is it was the fucking hammer play and they put all the money in my pocket. So if you want yourself an Inter Milan jersey, we'll do 5 Inter Milan jersey free giveaways. Comment whatever you want in the size, whatever your size is of the shirt. So again, make sure you comment on the actual video. I'm definitely going to get one for myself. You know I'm going to get one for myself. So, all right, let's see if we can hook up 5 of you tomorrow with a nice Inter Milan kit of, I guess we got to do their Champions League kit, right? If we're going to go big, let's go big and do the Champions League kit. So, all right, we got that to look forward to on tomorrow's show. Man, I hate to see that. Yes. Yes. Loved yesterday. Absolutely loved it. Yeah. Yes. You hit your play of most corners, opponent to have the cards, plus money. Love that one right there. Love it. Thad was part of the hammer yesterday. Morning, Tim. Morning. Your win to nil parlay. Hell yeah. Napoli win to nil. Inter win to nil. Love that one. Loved it. We had somebody riding along with you. Yes, somebody wants a new kit. All right, hopefully maybe you'll be one of the 5 winners. You hit LeBron over this. I'm loving you guys are popping in the winners. Popping in it. All right, nice. All right, good. Let's go ahead now. Wow, we got to. Of course, by the way, folks, if anybody's keeping tab, Connor McDavid did go over his shots on total last night, but I did not go ahead and bet it. I want to, before we move on, let's talk about these Champions League games for a minute. You had Club Brugge lose to Porto 4-0. Close competitive game, but once Porto got one, the floodgates were just open and Brugge could not hang with Porto. So they went down 4-0. We talked about Inter. Obviously, that was the hammer play yesterday. Handle them nice and easy. Everybody's been beating up on them. So that's 4 cashes, all at plus money we've gotten against that opponent. Just fantastic stuff. Ajax against Liverpool. This is why I didn't bet that game, because Liverpool's been wildly inconsistent. Now you look at that, they're like, oh, they go on the road in Champions League. They get 3 goals and they keep a clean sheet. I need to see out of Liverpool, because right now, I don't know if I put 5 bets in on Liverpool because they're so wildly inconsistent. Are they going to win 4 of those 5 or only 2 of those 5? I need to see Liverpool. Give me 2-3 performances like that in a row. Give me 2-3 results like that in a row, and then I'll start backing Liverpool. But just watch them this weekend against Leeds. They'll lose 2-1. That's how inconsistent Liverpool's been. So nice result. Good job on the road in Champions League, but still not a team I'm willing to trust and actually back quite yet. Atletico and Bayern Leverkusen there finished 2-2, and boy, if you haven't seen the last second penalty that was saved, header off the crossbar to deny Atletico the 3 points and make it so they do not advance into Champions League. That was an absolute wild finish to that game. 4 goals being scored. What a cracker of a game right there. Bayern Munich, they beat Barcelona 3-0. Bayern just does what they do in the Champions League. They're going to kick your ass is about what Bayern's going to do, and they got the job done. I'm wondering, though, if the both teams' score didn't hit in that, obviously because it was a 3-0 game, if Barcelona, when we were talking about that game, we were nervous that by the time Barcelona played, that they were already going to be knocked out of Champions League. And I wonder if they were a little deflated. The wind was knocked out of their sail because they didn't look all that great. I mean, acknowledging they are going against Bayern, but I wonder if their Champions League hopes were still alive, if they maybe get a goal and have a little bit better performance. But give Bayern credit. They certainly got the job done. Frankfurt, they get the job done 2-1 against Marseille. We talked about Frankfurt being a good double chance parlay piece, and obviously that was a good parlay piece as they come through 2-1. Napoli over Rangers. Didn't matter how you got behind Rangers. First half team total, full game team total, 1-0. Napoli was always going to crush Rangers, and they got that done. And then Sporting Tottenham, guys, that's the game where I don't even understand. Were you guys like me watching that and watching Harry Kane's supposedly winner? Galazzo flipped to the game, and they never showed a replay. They absolutely never showed a replay. I'm sitting there watching Galazzo, and the announcers are saying it. They're like, wow, 3 minutes in, and we haven't gotten a decision yet. And I'm like, great. Can I see whatever the VAR officials are looking at? Like, can I get a look at it? They never showed a replay. I'm assuming Royale was 100% onside. This really irritates me, and I'm obviously not even a Spurs fan, but Royale heads the ball, it glances off a defender, falls to Harry Kane, he kicks it in. They're ruling, I assume, off the defender, Harry Kane was offsides. I'm not going to penalize Harry Kane because it goes off a defender. I do not like that, because when it went off of Real's header, he was onside. But that being said, also never got to look at the effing replay. So I don't know. That was like well, why can't I see the replay? 3 minutes, you guys are looking at it. Like, can I get it? And if it takes 3 minutes to review it, let's just go ahead and let the goal stand. Tottenham was done in really tough right there. Yeah, I just wish the fans would have gotten a look at that replay. So, but a wild game right there, 1-1. Absolutely wild game. Now that group goes into the last match day. Everything's still to be played for. So that one will be a fun one to bet. You got to really back off match day 6 with a lot of these groups and everything wrapped up. But that's one that we can certainly bet next week on match day number 6. So, all right, guys, fantastic day in the Champions League and fantastic job mashing the hammer play. So love to see that right there. I know, missed PK, header off the board. I know that penalty there, Fish, for that Atletico game was wild little sequence there on that penalty kick. So, all right, let's go ahead now, guys. Let's get to some bets. Where do we want to start today? Let's go ahead and start with Europa League. Actually, today there's only one game I care about, and it's in this Red Star versus Trabzonspor, this team here from Turkey. Look, so far here in Europa League, this Trap team, they've covered over 2.5 in all 4 of their games. Red Star, they've cashed over 2.5 in 3 of their 4 games. So I wanted to know, though, are we only cashing over 2.5 in this competition, or what are we doing domestically? Domestically, this team here from Turkey, when they're on the road, they're cashing over 2.5 at a great rate. Red Star, they're cashing over 2.5 domestically. But that being said, they're in the Serbian league and like nobody touches them. They're covering over 2.5 on their own right. Here's a game that absolutely matters here based on the standings of where they sit at 6 points and 3 points of trying to qualify for the next round there of the Europa League. I'm expecting a great game of football between Red Star and Trap. So go ahead and give me over 2.5 goals at -109. Just love how domestically and in this competition they're cashing over 2.5. So we'll absolutely gladly go ahead and bet that one. That's the only Europa League or Europa Conference League bet I've got. In terms of the system there that the professor's been using, boy, I thought about using it there in that Basel game, but Basel has been struggling a little bit domestically. They're not even qualifying for European football next year. Meanwhile, their opponent, Zalgiris, they've got like a 14-point cushion domestically. They can throw whatever the hell they want at this match. So I thought there was a little bit of a trap game there from Basel, and maybe they get tripped up. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll with the over 2.5 that I absolutely like in Europa League. And so that'll be the lone soccer play. Let's go ahead now, move it over to the NHL. I do got an NHL, and again, it does not involve Connor McDavid. And it does not involve what's his face there, Kaprizov, even though both of them are in action. I'm going to go ahead and bet the numbers on this one. So far on the season, under 6.5 goals in Sharks games has cashed in 7 of the 9 games. Their games are only averaging 4.8 goals. And if we go down here to the Maple Leafs, they're cashing under 6.5 goals in 6 of their 7 games, and their games are only averaging 5.1. So easy. And the hit rate for both of these teams for under 6.5 is absolutely astronomical in our favor. So Sharks, Maple Leafs, under 6.5 goals. We'll bet the numbers. It's got an incredibly hit rate. Again, 7 out of 9 and 6 out of 7 for these two teams, respectively. So we'll gladly bet under 6.5 goals between Sharks and the Maple Leafs. Let's keep it on going here, fellas. Let's look at Thursday Night Football. I've got a bet here for this one. I like Lamar Jackson over 17.5 yards for the longest run. Look, this is the Tampa Bay team. When I started digging into the numbers, they are not defending the run like they were last year. I even compared it to last season numbers just to kind of see. And sure enough, they are about middle of the table. Their yards per carry is worse than last season. Or yards per game is absolutely worse than season. Lamar Jackson has hit over 17.5 yards of his longest run in 5 of his 7 games. You get now on a short week where you don't really practice. It's all glorified walkthroughs. There's obviously no hitting on these short weeks. It's already going to be a tough opponent to go ahead and get ready for because of the offense that the Ravens run. Yeah, go ahead and give me Lamar Jackson. I think I'm going to expect a big night from Gus Edwards, Lamar Jackson, anybody else that they want to go ahead and rely on to hand the ball off to. Yeah, I'm all on there running attack tonight, really getting after this Buccaneers defense. So, and in the process, I do see Lamar Jackson ripping off a long one. So I didn't include it here in the screenshot, but it's -120 over on BetMGM is the best price in the sportsbook. -120 over on BetMGM. I also am going to go ahead and do a same-game parlay. You guys know every Thursday on FanDuel you can do a same-game parlay. We've got $29 in arbitrage money. If you lose this, they'll give you a $25 free bet back. So this is a free roll. If you guys want to go ahead and join me, I like the Ravens on the money line. And if you're also wondering, I also like the over of 46. I really liked it at the opening line when it opened at 44. I do kind of like it at 46, but it feels like you're, showing up to the party late. And that may be cool this weekend when you go to your Halloween party and you show up casually late. It's not good to show up casually late when you're talking sports betting. Every yard, every point, every goal matters. I do kind of like the over, but it feels like, again, you've missed the opening line at 44. But I do like the Ravens on that money line. Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards going over their rushing total. Lamar Jackson, anytime touchdown. And I think the Ravens will easily get over 10.5 points scored in that first half. So that's my same game parlay, risk-free over at FanDuel. If you guys want to go ahead and ride with me, use some of that arbitrage money. I really like that same game parlay. I think that's got a great chance of cashing. So that's how we'll do it on Thursday Night Football. Let's see what you guys are talking about here on Thursday Night Football. And then, of course, we'll keep didn't even know that. Love that. You guys know I'm not a big hockey guy. I'm literally just betting the numbers. If somebody told me a star player was injured, I wouldn't even know that. The hit rate for the Sharks and the Maple Leafs on the under is absolutely incredible. So it was a no-brainer play. I thought that when I actually looked at the stats, I was like, okay, that'll be at 5.5. And I saw 6.5. I was like, yeah, absolute no-brainer, and I'll live with the result there. Ooh. Wow, that one hurts. And that one hurts because you're a United fan. And you're saying take Sheriff. I don't know. United needs that win. I actually think they win against Sheriff, and then they get tripped up against West Ham. They're going to throw everything they have against Sheriff to try and win their group. It's everything, right? Here's the deal in Europa League. If you win the group, you avoid who falls down from Champions League. Because the first round, whoever gets first gets a bye in the next round of Europa League. The second place team in Europa League has to play the team that falls out of Champions League. United wants that first spot. You don't want to have to face one of these teams like Barcelona that's going to free fall down in the Europa League. I disagree. I think they throw everything at Sheriff, win that game, but then I bet they get tripped up against West Ham over the weekend. So you're teasing Ravens in the under. Sure. I would tease the over, but either way, I like it. You think the Buccaneers will snatch it up? The Ravens are due for a loss. Not kind of how I bet, but I hear you there. All right, let's go ahead and keep this all moving here. We got some baseball to talk about. You guys know how I like baseballs and unders. Sign me up for under 6.5 runs to be scored in Game 1 at plus 104 over at FanDuel. Look, the Phillies bullpen just hasn't been a weakness. So if they just continue to do what the Phillies bullpen has been doing, I think it's under 6.5 is no problem. We know everybody's on a short lease once you get to this point in the season. I think the long layoff favors the pitching. You can really lose your timing from a hitting perspective with the long layoff. So I think these pitchers will even cruise through the first 2, 3, maybe even possibly 4 innings. I like everything about this under, so give it to me at plus money. It looks like it's trending more towards the up, so if you want to wait and maybe get to a 7 and give yourself a push, okay, but at plus money, I wanted to go ahead and snatch it up now and give it to you guys now before I fear. Price-wise, it does look like it'll go up, but I think people will come around and see that the unders have just been hitting postseason. So I went ahead and grabbed that under at plus money. So that's how we'll roll right there. Let's go ahead now and move the discussion to some weekend Premier League games and then NFL Week 8. Let's first start it off there at the weekend Premier League games. And if you want any justification for these Premier League games, Premier League bets, in this video description, you can find a link to Matt and I's weekly appearance over on Pub Sports Radio, where we talk Premier League every single week. We did that, of course, yesterday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So in this video description, you can find a link to that video if you care to any analysis of these soccer picks. But I do got a 3-unit play on the card, boys. A 3-unit play. And I'm thinking about just doing this more often. If there's a play I love, just fucking pull the hammer out. Just pull the hammer out, let's hammer it, and get a great cash. I feel like that's in play for this Fulham-Everton game, over 2.5 goals, so that's a 3-unit play. I love Brentford on the money line this weekend going on against Wolves at plus 120, and Chelsea against Brighton. Give me Chelsea on the money line. Just going to keep backing Chelsea. I think that game finishes 2-0. Under 2.5 will certainly cash. But I love Chelsea on that money line more at plus 155. So that's where I went ahead and settled. So that'll be the weekend Premier League games. I'm considering adding some more, but there's been no rush on those. Those, though, I wanted to grab the numbers, while they're sitting where they're at. So that's why we're betting those right now. I bet on tomorrow's show we add a couple to it if I had to take a guess. So that's all we'll do it there. Let's go ahead and get to some NFL. Let's see what you guys are talking about real quick. I'd be a little careful of that. That is the bet I'm actually considering adding, but just be a little careful. Leicester's actually played City better than what people think, but I do like that they rested De Bruyne. They pulled Haaland off at halftime. They're definitely gonna be ready to full on go. So not the best or not the worst bet. I do kind of like it because that's the one I'm kind of considering adding with a couple more. Crystal Palace, Southampton. I kind of like over 2.5 as well. So. Just got to wait and see. How about that 75-year-old Astros fan who bet on his team to win the World Series? Are we talking about the Mac guy, that 75-year-old mattress Mac? Otherwise, I don't know who you're talking about. I know there's one crazy-ass lunatic in the state of Texas who throws all his goddamn cash behind the Astros and does that crazy promo of, I'll give you everything in store for free if the team wins or whatever the hell he does. But that guy, it's all publicity for him. He doesn't give a shit what the outcome is. It's all just free advertisement at that point, basically. Europa League bet. Yep, first one on the board there is a Europa League bet. Over 2.5 is what we're looking at. So We got the first one up there is a Europa League bet. All right, NFL Week 8, boys. Here we come. Fire it up. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Brighton cannot score right now. Chelsea's looking really solid with Graham Potter. I don't think Brighton scores the fact that. I think Chelsea wins 2-0. I got it 2-0. Now, that being said, the last 3 head-to-heads have all cashed under 2.5. It's been a 0-0, 1-1, 1-1, but Brighton's just not clicking right now. Chelsea's full-on clicking. I think it's going to be a very typical performance you get when you come out of Europa League or out of European football, low scoring, and just grind out the result you need. So I think it's 1-0, 2-0 Chelsea. So, all right, let's go ahead now and jump to some NFL bets. This is what I got so far for NFL Week 8. This is not the Bills bet. You guys remember we're 8-0 betting Buffalo Bills games. Bills are back in action this week. There will be a single play on the Buffalo Bills. So this parlay that I've got with the Bills, fear not, fellas. We're still going to find an absolute gem and move our Bills record to 9-0, but had to drop in a third team because, over on PointsBet, you get that boost if you have 3 teams or more in a parlay. Well, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills for me. Eagles taking on the Steelers. Cowboys taking on the Bears. Bears got through the Patriots, but this is a step up in talking in terms of Cowboys and that defense that Cowboys bring. So, credit the Bears, but this is a step up in terms of defense. So, I like the Cowboys over the Bears and Bills over the Packers there on Sunday Night Football at minus 111. Go ahead and give me the Jaguars minus 2.5. Give me the Jets plus 2.5. Backed them last week. Going to go right back to the well again and back the Jets. Love the Jets in this spot against the Patriots at home. I have no idea why the Jets are catching points at home against the Patriots. So give me that 2.5, and don't be surprised if we sprinkle something on the money line. Titans on that money line. We will go ahead and back them at minus 130. Look for back-to-back wins there from the Titans. They knocked off the Colts last week. I think they do the same this week against another AFC South opponent there in the Houston Texans. And then Giants Seahawks. I kind of like Giants plus 3, but what I like more is just points being scored in that game. So go ahead and give me that over 44.5 points at minus 107. We are certainly going to add to it. Remember, last Friday, we added 3 player props to our card that went 3-0. So you got more player props coming on tomorrow's show. We do need to find a bet in that Bills game so we can move our record to 9-0 betting Buffalo Bills games. So certainly we'll be adding some more to it. But these are the ones I wanted to get in front of you guys right now. So that's how we'll do it right there. Otherwise, let's... Yeah, Mattress Mac. It's literally all just for publicity and the free advertising essentially he gets when everybody in America wants to talk about the millions he spends. It's just smart business. It's smart business by him. It's if you're talking about me, they always say if you're talking about me, whether it's good or bad, that's a good thing. What sometimes people like to say, and people are talking about that guy every time with his crazy ass bet. So. Simply put, it's just a smart move by that guy. No big surprise. The big billionaire is making smart money decisions. I mean, what are we talking about here? Of course he is. Are you a fool? First of all, you're not a fool. Are you a fool to lay a little green on Baltimore to win outright tonight? Scott, I got him in my same game parlay. They're at plus 112 over at FanDuel, so I do not think you're a fool. I've got them in my same game parlay. I expect them to knock off the Buccaneers tonight, so I don't think you're a fool. Play that straight up if you want. I dropped it in a risk-free same-game parlay, but I like everything about the Ravens tonight. I like the Ravens. I like the over. Loved it at 44, at 46. Again, just feels like you're coming in. Look at all those bets we've got, guys. Look at those bets. All right, and we're not doing Connor McDavid. We're not doing Kaprizov. Just not going to go ahead and do them. Is there anything else here on this sheet? I don't think we got any questions from you fellas. I know we don't have a hammer play today, but we do got a hammer play this weekend with Fulham and Everton. It got a nice 3-unit play, so the hammers are going to come through for us. I could feel it again. I could feel it. All right, I'm scrolling through the comments. I'm not seeing anything. Again, guys, if you comment here on the live stream, it unfortunately will not get you in the Inter Milan kit giveaway because I can't save this chat. So after this video, comment on the video or whatever the hell you want to call it there, the replay video there on my YouTube channel. Comment on that, whatever you want, and then give me the size of the shirt. We'll draw 5 names tomorrow and hook up people with Inter Milan. The hammer comes through, baby. What is the name or the site of the app of the screenshot on the left? FanDuel. That is a FanDuel risk-free same-game parlay. They do it every single Thursday. So that's a FanDuel screenshot on the left, my man. Under 3.5 in the Man City game. You know what? I learned a long time, D-Gent. You know what you don't do? You don't do unders in Man City games. That's how you get your ass hand caught in a cookie jar. You don't do stuff like that. If you think an under is going to hit, then you probably just don't back it. Man City is going to create enough chances. They're going to have enough of the ball. They're always going to be peppering shots. You know what I'm talking about? A sweaty-ass bet. That could be a sweat. I think last time they played Leicester, they won 6-3, if I recall correctly from like doing the show yesterday with Matt. They won 6-3 or like 6-2. Don't do it under in a Man City game, especially when they rested De Bruyne. They pulled Haaland off at halftime. You got a bigger pair than I got if you're willing to sweat an under in a Man City game, my man. That is not something I want to sign myself up for. I learned the hard way on that. That's how you get caught. Oh, and then NBA tonight. We should talk about the NBA tonight because I told people I was actually going to fire away some NBA bets. I was ready to fire away some NBA bets. Here's what I like in the NBA tonight. I like the Thunder plus the 7 points. I also like the under 217.5 games. Why am I not betting it? We don't know Kawhi Leonard's status, and we don't know Paul George's status. Those are absolutely two game changers there for the Clippers. So if we get clarification on those two guys, then maybe I do go in for the Thunder plus 7 and under 217.5. The other one I liked is Grizzlies Kings under. The line is moving over. So for somebody who hasn't made a basketball bet this season, I want to look and double and triple check. It's like, okay, what did I miss? I see this game going under. The line is moving up. If I feel comfortable with my research, you guys know I don't give a shit what the public does with their cash. If they want to just drive that number up and help me based on my research, then I'll take the under. So going to pause on that one a little bit, see if the number can get better, and then also just double, triple check my research and make sure I do feel really good with the under. But otherwise, Warriors Heat, I thought the over-under line was pretty much bang on with the spread as well, and I thought the same thing with Nets Mavericks. I thought it was the numbers were bang on. But I do think there's an option there in Thunder Clippers, depending on Paul George and depending on Kawhi Leonard. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. May look to add a couple NBA bets and start off our NBA betting tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow. Big slate. There'll be options, but that's a shame we got those injury concerns tonight because I was ready to pull the trigger on a couple NBA bets for sure. Any potential live bets? You know me, man. I don't really like Europa League to begin with, so I'm not going to be live betting. And this shit rarely is on TV, so I only like the live bet stuff that I'm watching. So, which by the way, was anybody hanging out on TikTok? Anybody in this broadcast was hanging out on TikTok live when we were watching Ajax versus Liverpool? We held out, got the good plus money bet at plus 135, and then Salah comes through for us in the 43rd minute. Oh, we hit a live bet yesterday. Ajax Liverpool over 0.5 goals plus 135. Of course, you don't see that on the recap. I'm not going to be unfair to you guys, but that was one where we bet it, we gave it out, and it came through for us. I love to see that. No NBA player props tonight. None of those. And live bet Man United game. I mean, if you're watching it, fully expecting Man United to throw everything they've got at this game. I'm expecting a very strong lineup. Casemiro, Eriksen. Actually, they may swap out Eriksen for Fred, but either way, you are going to get a new center back. Varane's got knocked out through the World Cup, so there will be a new center back come in. But I'm still confident in Man United getting the job done. That being said, I really want to see what lineups we get. Are we going to get Ronaldo? God, I hope we don't get Ronaldo. But just have to wait and see. But obviously, I only feel comfortable betting one Europa League game tonight. So that's how we do it. Brother, I was like, Brian was on that nice plus 135 cash Ajax Liverpool live bet. That one felt good. We had a great time on TikTok. Cashing that Inter bet live, cashing that Ajax Liverpool bet. Let's do it, my man. Let's keep the good vibes rolling. All right, fellas, that's how we're doing it. Do make sure you're following me on Twitter because I could see us definitely adding maybe a couple of those NBA bets that we talked about tonight. So just make sure you're following me on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. All right, let's back up Wednesday. Successful and great day. Let's keep the good times rolling. As Brian says, fellas, enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you guys.